It is our quality time interview, a chance to spend a little extra time with our next guest as we bring in Brent Schneider, the head coach of the Sterling High School football team. Coach, I mean, this time of the year, I got to imagine it is exciting for all coaches, but what is that excitement level like for you as a coach going into postseason?
Yeah, well, we're super excited. We have a great group of kids here. They're a pleasure to be around, and we've known there's been something special with them, and we always knew that it could have been a great season, but we just kept preaching one practice at a time, enjoy the ride, and we had some tough early season games, so it's a good thing that we kind of approached it that way. And then as the season's kind of progressing, we're having the success that we're having. We really knew something special was going on.
Well, I know as a coach, you're just looking at that next opponent coming up in the upcoming round, but how much time do you spend looking at that bracket? Because I imagine even like March Madness, I'll just sit there and devour that bracket for hours. How much time do you spend just looking at that bracket and thinking of the what ifs?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said we didn't look at it. We tell our kids all the time that, hey, just come to practice, focus on one practice, one opponent. But as coaches, we need to look ahead a little bit and start kind of trying to figure out how to get some film on some people and what people are doing to us. But we're definitely looking at it. We practice a very unique way with our offense and even with our defense that we feel like every week we're kind of preparing for a little bit of everything. And we think that's really helped us as we're getting into the playoffs. We don't think anybody's going to do anything crazy that we've never seen before. And I think that really helps. But we've definitely been looking at it. And we kind of have an idea of how we think it's going to play out if we keep having success. And so we're kind of preparing for a couple different ways it could play out.
Any specifics on how you do go about practices throughout the year to kind of prepares you for anything special that you guys do?
We just we go to like the Friends Clinic and the Harding Clinics for our flex bone stuff. And we just kind of go about business as we've been taught how to do our practices and organize our practices. I think some of the success we have is our young kids get a whole lot of reps, and just being a system offense through these years where we've really been focusing on building our culture. Our kids have gotten a lot of reps at things, and we don't change too much. We just keep doing it. And we kind of started taking that approach with our defense. Instead of focusing too much on just a single opponent for that week, we kind of prep for different things through 7-on-7 time, or what we call Stock Street perimeter time or team time. And then we do focus on that week of opponent, but we try to practice against a lot of different looks each week.
You talk about that flex and just that familiarity with it. How important is that? Just kind of building, kids up through a program that they're just familiar with that offense.
Yeah, I think that's a huge deal. I'm not going to sit here and act like that I do anything super special with the flex bone. I feel like I want to be very humble with it because I've had great people teach me a lot about it. Coach Harrison at Friends and the Harding staff is awesome about you reach out with questions and they get back to you with whatever that you might want. And so we just try to do the things that they have been doing, and we try to apply it to our kids. And then our kids just being in the system, we've realized the last 2 years especially that the benefit of it is the beginning of the years, they have so much knowledge of it that we can really jump in quicker than we had been able to in years past when we were trying to do things our way a little bit. And so our kids really come in and they're ready to go. And our freshmen, they do struggle a little bit, but we try to plan. We've been blessed with having a lot of kids come out at our level. And so we've had a couple C games on the schedule, and they've been able to get a lot of reps through that. And then we've had our full JV schedule. So we just take pride in getting our kids a lot of repetitions, and I think it's paying off.
You go back to even last year, Coach, and you guys are playing some really good ball toward the end of the season, even in that playoff loss. Could you feel that momentum from last year and how it was going to carry over into the next season?
Yeah, I think we really could. We started out the year in an interesting spot. I think I tried to do too much as a coach, and we tried to get a little too cute with what the offense was. And then kind of going into week 2 and on, we hit restart and kind of got back to the basics and said, okay, we got a little ahead of ourselves. Let's go back to what we were taught. And from that point on, you could tell our kids felt more comfortable, and we started really rolling and started seeing some success in it. And then definitely toward the end of the year, we were really doing some great stuff. And I give all the credit in the world to Valley Heights in that matchup. I think they came out and they did some stuff and they kind of punched us in the mouth. And honestly, I think our kids were kind of looking ahead a little bit. I think our staff was looking ahead a little bit, and that was a great football team. And really in the offseason, we talked about defensively. Let's kind of figure out what we wanted defensively, because Valley Heights was an off-tackle belly team, and Conway Springs is a power football team. And we knew our offense was rolling, but we need to figure something out on defense on how to stop some power run teams and off tackle. So we kind of went from an odd front to an even front this year, and we've really liked where it's taken us.
You look at last year and even that momentum, like, and you kind of like, I guess you were doing some hunting last year as a team, but now, I mean, you look at the, the success you've had this year, teams are now hunting you. How, I mean, that mindset, do you feel a difference where, like now teams are coming after you?
I definitely get a sense of it, but I think that we're very grounded. We have a great senior leadership group, and just with success they've had in basketball, being state champs, and kind of just growing up with each other and the bond they have. And then we have a really good junior class below them that comes in and they grind and they do all the right things and they work hard. And then even our sophomore and freshmen, they're bought in and they come in and they work. And I think that pressure is taken off a little bit, just because our kids want to come in and work. They're not looking ahead. They understand the process, and it's just fun to be around this group of guys.
Well, everyone always talks about, being battle tested and, what did your regular season do? I mean, Heart of America, I mean, you talk about building some depth in Heart of America. Obviously, you guys are humming. Inman, Mount Ridge, Marion's had a good year. Sedgwick down a little bit this year, but, they've been there. Hutch Trinity, like, how impressive was the Heart of America, and how much fun has it been just being in that conference?
Yeah, absolutely. Heart of America, it's kind of a buzzsaw. And one thing that we've been preaching, I mean, we've played Conway Springs in district and Medicine Lodge in our district, and Hutch Trinity in our district too, being a league opponent. But we've told our kids for the past 4+ years that we've seen state championship football. It's not like people are in the playoffs winning playoff games and winning state. We don't know what that looks like. Our league has been a buzzsaw, and our district is, in my opinion, the hardest district in the state. And we've had success in it, and we've seen great football. And I think the kids realize that there's not these games late in the playoffs or the state championship game of these teams that are out there that they don't know. We've played Conway. We've played Inman when they were great. Even my first year we were here, we played Norton when they were state runner-up. So we've played these teams that are going on, and our kids realize that it's not like we're going on and we're going to see the Kansas City Chiefs or anything like that. Like, we know playoff and state football. And so our kids understand that. And I love having an awesome league and awesome district, because if you can get through it, then the playoffs, it's kind of like we're playing the playoffs all year. So that's exciting. I couldn't give any more credit to our Heart of America league. They're awesome.
I read an article by Scott Pass from Keisha Covered back in September, and he mentioned that on big plays, you guys bark like dogs. So I guess my question for you, where did that start up, and I guess when?
Yeah, so our senior class, when they were in junior high, we kind of knew they were going to come in, and we knew there was going to kind of be this mentality of, we had a really good class in high school with some kids like Gabe Riffle and Carson Gray and some big lineman type kids. And so we knew this group was coming up. And one of the ways that I kind of started making them kind of get an idea of their mentality is I would ask them, "Are you a dog?" And then they would start barking. And then we always said, dogs don't bark alone. And so then everybody around him would start barking. And so I didn't know how much it was going to carry over, but we kind of started doing it. And we started doing it a lot with just our weightlifting classes in general. But the football team really embraced it, and it started kind of carrying it over. We use the acronym EAT, effort, attitude, toughness, and it kind of married up with that. And our kids kind of started saying it with everything they do. I know Newberry in basketball season, the fans would bark at him because that's just, he's a dog. And so that was kind of a separate deal, but it was fun because we kind of were about that too. But yeah, it's just kind of a fun thing. The kids really made their own thing, and so it's pretty unique.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as black bears, it'd be hard to do like a roar. Like, I think barking
Yeah.
is probably the best route. So that's pretty good. I mean, for you,
Yeah.
like, what's the community sport been like? I mean, Sterling now, going this your 7th year, but especially this season, how much fun has it been just being in the community?
It's been awesome. Just growing up in Sterling, and when we first took over here, it was kind of the COVID time, and our kids were always great. We just didn't have enough guys. Our roster was pretty small. We had some small classes, and then we kind of said as coaches, what battles can we win when we know we're struggling? And what we said we wanted to take care of is we wanted to build our culture into a championship culture before we were champions. And so I give a lot of credit to a lot of those classes. They really bought in, and we were playing some pretty good football, and we were learning as a staff how to coach the flex bone and coach our individual groups. And our kids did a wonderful job. And then now we have 48, 51 kids out year after year, and our classes are full. And it's like we're saying earlier, we get to jump right into these seasons, picking up right where we left off. And the community loves it. I know throwing the ball is what all these people do at all these different levels. And we've thrown about, I think we're less than 10 attempts on the year. But we kind of broke down at a parent meeting last year. It's not all the same run play. It just looks the same. We kind of attack it at different things and read different things. And so I think they understand it. And then they're seeing a lot of success out of it. So it's fun. We are, and we're being successful out of it, and have a ton of people in the community. They take care of our kiddos, and our parents are awesome. We do team meals on Thursdays, and they figure out how to get it done, and the kids love it. And then we do some awards with our decals and our highlight video after it. So just a ton of community support.
Hey, Coach, appreciate the time, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
That is Brent Schneider, the head coach of the Sterling High School football team. That'll do it for our quality time interview.